I fucking told her, I used to say, I hope you feel better and all this other stuff. Man, not a nice chick.
Did you put it so you can't rewind? You're really triggering Eddie because he can't go back and take clips out of your stuff. He was like, I have heard, one day he got triggered at me about something and he was sitting in the car and he kept slapping the dash and he had his little notebook and stuff and he just flipped the fuck out at me. It sounded the same way as he's sounding that he can't go back and record.
And she knows, because I've texted her back when we were getting along, that I fake those things a lot. I fake outrage. I'm sorry. I can act. My bad. A lot of what I do is really overly dramatic sarcasm. I hate to have to be the bearer of bad news. But much of what I do is, in order to continue what has already been put out there, I have to have some sort of reaction. So my reactions are oftentimes veiled in sarcasm and thoroughly faked. So nobody makes me that mad on YouTube. I don't get like that. None of you matter like that in my life. I have a few friends that I have off of YouTube. They know who they are. Most of you are just an audience. That's really all this is for me. An audience. Okay, my experience tells me that. And that's what I got on here doing. This is an audience. You're not my friends. It doesn't upset me when you say things about me. I know that's crazy, right? Because here's Dr. Trichomes there saying, and I don't even know these people, lol. I know, though, right? You and your not knowing of the people. And yet, here you are. I should have said something about needles and odding. Dang, I really missed my opportunity. I could have said needles and odding. This is part of you not knowing what you're talking about, but knowing enough to stick your fat face in it. And that's all you're doing. You're like, hey, I know a little bit. I could have said something about this. What were you going to say? Hey, Joanne, you got a lot of extra pine needles in your yard you need to pick up. That's tacky looking. And, your yard is odding the whole street out. Kuh-huh, kuh-huh. Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo, ha-ha-ha-ha-ha, right? So, no. Down here, Hogger says, Joanne is in enough pain just having to be Joanne. So then why do you get on top of that and make it worse? What's the point? If you know that she's living a painful life because of what's happened in her life, what's the point? Why do you think it's a great idea to try to make that worse? Because someone's living in pain. You're saying it. How? Why do you think then, here's a great idea for someone who's living in pain because of their life having not unfolded the way yours did? I'll make fun of them in order to try to exasperate that pain. Is that what that is? Because Dr. Trichome wants to know. He needs to know what he should have said, and that way y'all can like him some more. And this idea that you want to pit him against me, why are you doing that to him? He's not qualified to deal with me. You've seen him. He's not intellectually qualified to deal with me. Why would you do that to him? Why would you want to moderate a back and forth between me and this guy when you know what I'm going to do to him? You all know. Why would you do that to him? He thinks what he sees from me here recently is what I do. You all know the difference. You know the truth, and yet you're just going to let him walk right into that? That's pretty fucked up of you, I think.
Man, not a nice chick.
Did you put it so you can't rewind? You're really triggering Eddie because he can't go back and take clips out of your stuff. He was like, I have heard, one day he got triggered at me about something and he was sitting in the car and he kept slapping the dash and he had his little notebook and stuff and he just flipped the fuck out at me. It sounded the same way as he's sounding that he can't go back and record you or look at the chat and stuff.
Okay.
This is funny, dude. And she knows better, but that's not me really angry. I don't sound like a straight up fucking New Yorker when I'm angry. That's crazy talk, but okay.
Trying to fight with Dr. Trichome, but he can't go back and see what Dr. Trichome says about him because he can't.
I love it. You're picking up on everything I'm putting down. I gotta say, man, I do love it. Sometimes I don't know if Denise is working for me or against me. You know what I mean? It's hard to tell. Like, she just promotes what I do, basically, and then Shit, the other day she's fucking posting anti-Trump stuff, and I'm like, does she know that Trump is the one who signed the executive order to get rid of affirmative action and all that? Like, I didn't do that. You're basically going against Trump and all your little friends. I guess you know. But shoot, man. Keep up at it. This is all sarcasm and fun for me. I feign being angry and looking all crazy because it makes this thing keep going around, right? It makes the world go round.
Roll it back. And that's what he's mad about. Because he's trying to fight
But
with
he
Dr.
records
Drago.
it, so
He said he doesn't.
record it. He does. He says I have everything you said recorded.
I'm just telling you what he said.
And I'm
Goddamn, D, I can't record it if it's not there. That's what I was trying to say on the last video, but you don't get anything. You made up your mind a long time ago, and nothing will change this. I'm telling you, if I pop in like I popped in right now, and I can go back and forth because you got rewind on, I can go to the beginning and record it. See how I go back here, and I'll put this thing on 2x speed. Here, that's all. That's going to be all music because pathetic. Here, look.
Say that again. I just started laughing. She's like, do people think you're mean? I said, yes, ma'am. No, we're not showing milkers. Not
it's too.
Oh, show milkers. I'm guessing that was Randy. See, look at that. See how easy that was? I could rewind it, hear show milkers, and guess that was Randy. You can't see it in the chat because the chat only goes back so far. But I know that Randy always says show milkers because Randy is a doofus fucking brain who can only think about like 6 things ever. And milkers is one of them. And I mean, you know why? Because that's his girlfriend. And when you... Wait a minute. That's not right. Hold on. No. Vagina pit? This isn't his girlfriend. But this is a picture he sent of himself to my wife to try to court her. Let's just all feast your eyes upon it there, ladies. How many... Randy... You know they sell belts in smaller sizes. You don't have to drill holes in them. Stop staring at me, scary Santa Claus! Anyway, I can't figure out which one it is yet. There it is. There it is. So anyway, it's kind of blurry, and this one she came out to yell at him about allowing her 6-year-old son to walk up on top of the roof of the camper after giving the 6-year-old and a 3-year-old knives to stab the creek with so he could continue live streaming to his, quote, friends, unquote. Randy hates big girls because his baby mama is a big girl, and so he takes out his frustrations on bigger girls. And that's Randy in a nutshell.
That's what he's mad about. Because he's trying to fight with Dr. Drago.
So
he said he doesn't.
Record it. He does. He says I have everything you said recorded.
I'm just telling you what he said.
And I'm telling you what he said. So who's right, him or him?
I'm right, bitch.
Oh, actually, I'm right. And I record when I get there, and if I'm allowed to rewind, I rewind it, record at 2x speed till I get caught up. Then I know what everything's going on is, and then I can make my reactions later. So now you know the whole secret. You've been behind the veil. You know that the Wizard of Oz is really just some tiny little angry man that wants to fight everybody.